Welcome everyone. My name is Mary. I'm with the Synthetic Grass Store. We're here today to start a series of different videos to help educate our customers on artificial turf. The very first step and the very first process that you really have to understand, whether you're new to artificial turf or whether you've been in the business a while, it's always good to understand the key points. Number one fact, artificial turf is typically sold in 15-foot wide goods. And it is a rolled good, so it comes to you. You can see it has stitch lines on the backing. You always want to make sure that these stitch lines and the direction, the lean of the fibers is always going the same direction. If I turn the product different ways, for example, if I take this piece with my grain going exactly the same, the fibers are leaning directionally towards you, it looks perfectly fine. If I turn this around, you now have different lean, and it will cause your artificial turf to look like it was not installed properly. So pay attention to the grain of the artificial turf when you're doing your measuring. We know that the product is 15 foot wide and it has a natural grain or a nap that always needs to be facing the same direction. So if you're measuring out your yard, you're going to go measure, let's say, from your patio out. What is the length of that? Because turf also, when I'm measuring for artificial turf, I want to look at where my focal point is, whether it's my patio or whether it's a courtyard or whatever my application. Where do I want to most enjoy the artificial turf's best look? You know, everybody's got a best feature. So it's just like that, your profile. The profile is the grain facing your focal point. So when I'm measuring, going towards a patio like the one next to me, I'm going to do panels 15 by. And for example, the area that we're standing on currently, it averages about 30 feet wide. It is 45 feet in nature with a 5-foot dog leg off to the side. So I've got three 15-foot panels to cover that 45-foot distance. And then for the 5 by 18 that I might need off to the side to give it some shape, I can take a 15 by, if my area was a 5 by 18, I need a 15 by 6 to cover a 5 by 18, because I'm going to take the 15 foot and I'm going to cut it 5 foot by 6, 5 foot by 6, 5 by 6 will give me a 5 by 8. So we've created some extra seams in that specific application, but it works out very well because it minimizes how much waste I have. For some applications, the number of seams, people want to limit the number of seams. So in that scenario, you could try and minimize. I may have a little extra waste because the homeowner or the project manager said, Mary, I think this only should have 2 seams. Could we accomplish that? So in that previous selection where we were talking about the 45 by 30 foot area or 31 foot area, if I tell my manager or my business or my homeowner that, hey, let's pull this in by 1 foot, then I will only have 1 seam because it's going to be 30 feet wide. So keep that in mind when you're measuring and trying to educate your customers or yourself on how to install and how to measure for artificial turf. Thanks again, guys. This is video 1 of our artificial turf and synthetic grass video series. Call us if you have any questions.